Deep work is simply a process of achievement. I've recently read Deep Work by Cal Newport and realized I'd already implemented a lot of his teachings since I found them naturally conducive to productivity. Nevertheless, reading this book has instituted a paradigm shift in my life. Deep work is now the foundation of my productivity. I recognize its importance if I am to accomplish my lifelong goals. The idea of deep work implies that all work is not equal. And it's true, you've probably noticed it yourself. Sometimes you sit down and find yourself distracted by every possible stimuli. It's as if your mind is looking for excuses. A car driving by, a kid screaming outside, your thoughts of dinner, or that new itch on your back. Forget the modern-day attention killer, cellular phone. You're not productive because your mind constantly oscillates between the task at hand and an external distraction. You spend more time refocusing on the task than on completion of it. This is the opposite of deep work, shallow work. A practice where extensive time working correlates to very little output. Shallow work is the antithesis of productivity. It wastes precious time, in addition to attention and energy, all of which are finite resources. Shallow work leaves you drained and unable to be productive the rest of the day. Constant shallow work is why you always feel tired. Illustrating shallow work gives us a good idea of what to run away from, but also what to work towards. Deep work is the ability to go, well, deep on a task. This means giving it your undivided focus and attention. Your mind is 100% locked into the task at hand. You've probably entered a state of deep work before. Maybe when there's a project due in a few hours or when you get engrossed in a certain hobby. Time melts by, fatigue is non-existent, and distractions are laughable. You finish your task with ease, look up, and notice that a few hours have passed. In that time, you accomplish what weeks of shallow work couldn't. Newport's definition of deep work is an activity performed with a distraction-free concentration that pushes your mental capabilities to the limit. He further claims that work you do in a deep state is what creates true value, where real improvement takes place, and is generally difficult to replicate. After implementing deep work, I couldn't agree more. My personal illustration of deep work is my creative process for this channel. I'm energized after my morning routine. I sit at my desk, put on my noise-canceling headphones, turn the white noise up, and begin to write. I scroll through my list of unwritten topics and primitive drafts. I find one that resonates with me and enter a state of pure concentration, dumping my brain's thoughts onto the screen. My fingers fly over the keys, ignoring spelling or grammar. I write without even thinking, almost on autopilot, as if I was having a one-on-one, real conversation with you. The moment I hit a mental roadblock I can't immediately bridge, I jump to the next topic that resonates with me. I keep my mental flow going, outputting content at a high rate. I usually complete an hour of deep work on a given day. But I didn't just start here. I used to spend multiple hours a day writing content for this channel. Going back and revising it. Starting over endlessly. All the while wasting time with insignificant distractions. Implementing deep work increases my efficiency, giving me a chance to focus on activities like reading and meditating, which ultimately further increase my quality of deep work. A key tenet of Newport's teaching states going deep is a muscle that must be trained. Trying to jump into an hour of deep work is like trying to muscle up before being able to do a pull-up. I personally maxed out at 20 minutes when starting. It's taken me a full 6 months to build up my strength. Half a year of daily, disciplined practice. I developed this muscle the same way I did my lats, shoulders, or biceps, progressive overload. But now I can reap the rewards of my effort, the ability to sustain relatively long periods of deep work. Not just with the modern samurai, but any endeavor. Newport's book has many more principles about effective deep work. Too many to cover in one post. He talks about various deep work strategies, building a routine, deep work fallacies, among other topics. I'll cover his teachings on this channel because I believe they're valuable, but if this post resonates with you, I highly recommend you read Deep Work yourself. My channel can simply reinforce his teachings afterwards in succinct summaries. Once again, I thank you for your time and attention.